Or good morning. Welcome to Thoughts That Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. Today, I'm going to just touch. I'm just going to barely touch the surface of a topic. And that is this whole idea of body, mind, and soul. You see, I don't know what truth is because truth is infinite. And I can't know truth because I have no ability to comprehend infinite. So what I do know is relative truth, relative to what I believe, relative to what I perceive. And that's what everyone knows. There's no one on the planet that knows truth, capitalized, because it's impossible in the human mind and the human body to understand and know the infinite. We can only theorize about it. So it's all relative. So here's what I believe. The soul is an expression of the infinite. It is the individualization of the infinite as us. I am a point of consciousness within infinite consciousness, as are you. And for whatever the reason, and I don't know why, but the soul at this time has a body and has a mind. Being that the soul comes from infinite wisdom is the natural state for the soul. So the soul has in it all the wisdom that could ever be. But it has a body and mind to be able to experience that wisdom in a 3D world. That's the big thing that I understand. I truly believe the reason we have a body and a mind are to experience life. Not to try to get to allness, not to try to get to oneness, not to try to disappear into heaven and hell or whatever, but to fully experience life. And I think that the state of heaven is the state where we're experiencing an expansive life. The state of hell is where we're experiencing a contractive life. They're not places. You don't go there. You're not damned or be given the glory of God in heaven. No, you're already a part of the oneness. Your soul is a part of the oneness. It can never be separated from the oneness. You're already in heaven. But you bought into the illusion that heaven is separate from you. And that's a place that you've got to be worthy of getting to. You don't need to be worthy. You already are worthy because you're the soul. You're an expression of the infinite. And the infinite gave itself as you the freedom to choose, and it gave you the creative power to take that choice and to create that experience in your life. Question we ask ourselves, what experience am I creating? Is it an experience that is expansive, or is it an experience that contracts? The mind, body, and soul connection is simply this. The soul, the body, and the mind are working together in harmony toward expansion. Greater and greater and greater experience. And when the journey is that, heaven has been attained. But when the mind forgets its expansive nature and it tells the body that it can't do things, can't have things, then we start contraction. Love is the freedom to experience all, to accept all, to know all. Fear, hate are all about contraction. Fear and hate come from the idea that we're only body and mind. Did you really hear what I just said? Fear and hate come from the perspective that we believe we're only body and mind. We've forgotten that the true essence of who we are is the soul. And if we remember that, fear and hatred cannot exist. There is no judgment in the soul. There's judgment in the mind. The mind is there because we live in a world of duality. We live in a world of duality so that we can experience. So the mind functions at the level of duality. The body functions at the level of the duality. The soul experiences life through the mind and the body. But the soul is not a part of duality. The soul is a part of oneness, of allness. It's like the mind and the body are the waves on the top of the ocean. The soul is that part of the wave that's beneath the ocean, that's connected to everything. So it's a concept. I believe it's a true concept, but then again, as I talked about, no one knows what truth is with a capital T. All we know is relative truth based on the perceptions and how we look at life. So with that, I want you to know that I'm not asking you to believe anything I say. I'm asking you to question and test for yourself and find out what relative truth works for you. What relative truth leads you to a greater expansion. And when you're expanding, notice how you're feeling. I guarantee you, probably feels pretty darn good. And notice when you're not expanding, when you're contracting, and notice what you feel. Bet you feel it doesn't feel so good. The key thing, that's the essential and most important thing that everyone on this planet values, is their individual freedom to be unique and to experience life as fully as they can. It's time we wake up to that. With that, my beautiful friends, create a great day, because if you don't, there's no one else responsible but you. Know that I love you, care for you, and I'm here to support you. Until next time, ciao.